Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in a birth chart and the impact it will have on a personality if this conjunction is there in a chart. So some of you will disagree with me because you may not see everything that I'm saying in the personality, because it's not one placement that makes a native. It's not one placement that makes the personality of a native. It's the entire chart, but the impact will still be there. So let's see what is Jupiter and what is Saturn individually. Jupiter is your capacity of being happy. It's your capacity of feeling happy all the time. If Jupiter is not connected to any of the tamasic planets, Saturn, Ketu, Mars is still a friend of Jupiter's, at least Saturn, Ketu and Rahu. And even the Rajas planets, Venus and Mercury, then it's a happier Jupiter. A happier Jupiter means a happier native. Such a native will tend to be happy more easily, will be happy with even a lesser reason to be happy. Such a native will have lesser reasons to complain, will bring about more optimism, joy, a feeling of abundance, a feeling of growth. The person will be more hopeful. The person will for such a person it will be easier to start something new, because there is more positivity in the person. Not that the person will be more successful, not necessarily, but the person will be more hopeful and optimistic. And just talk about what is Saturn. Saturn is the hard realities of life. Saturn is all the obstacles and difficulties that we face. Saturn is our failures, our fears. Saturn is, it's the significant of the 6th, 8th, 12th house, losses, enemies, disease, restrictions, boundaries. It's a dry planet. It separates you. It's a separative planet. It is a planet that brings about limitations and boundaries. It shows you your limitations. It's all the obstacles that we face in life. It's the hard work that we have to do, the service that we have to do, our actions. Saturn is Karam Data. It is a significant of profession. Now when Saturn, this planet of hard realities, of actions, of service, obstacles, fears, comes into conjunction with Jupiter, the planet for happiness, knowledge, joy, abundance, optimism, hope, growth. So the natural ability of this native to be happy is connected with fears, restrictions. So the natural ability will be restricted, because Saturn is going to make boundaries around this ability to be happy, and the ability to be happy will be restricted. Jupiter is the natural significant of the 9th house. 9th house is our philosophy and our ideology. And now Saturn has come into contact with this Jupiter. So the philosophy and ideology will also be focused on the harshness of life. This person will be more also focused on all the problems they have in life. We all have problems. Nobody is without problems. But this person will be more focused on the problems of life. Because, like I said, Jupiter is our ideology, our philosophy, what we value, what is important to us. And Saturn has come there. So that becomes very important to us. Our problems become very important. That is our focus area. Like a dasha, if somebody has a Jupiter Mahadasha and then they have a Saturn Dasha, the entire perception of the person changes from one Dasha to another Dasha. So during a Jupiter Mahadasha, the person could be in the same profession, those 20 years, 30 years, in the same organization, doing as well as they were doing before. But in the Jupiter Mahadasha, they will be happier. They will not see the obstacles for whatever reasons. In the Saturn Mahadasha, they will see the obstacles. They will feel everything is coming with a lot of effort. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of struggle. So similarly, when this conjunction comes about, the general happiness quotient goes down of the person. The person is focused also on all the issues they have, the health issues they have, the obstacles they have, the failures they have, the fears they have. And that will stop them from being a generally happy person. So that is one of the basic things that this conjunction brings, Jupiter is the natural significator of knowledge and wisdom. If a Jupiter is well placed in a chart, you will see such a person will have this great thirst for knowledge and wisdom, and they will want to keep learning, and knowledge will make them happy. Knowledge does make happy. It's when the soul keeps learning, knowing more, that the soul is evolving, growing, and it's a happier soul. They may have lesser on the outside of the materialistic world, but these people will tend to be happier with a well-placed Jupiter. Now when Saturn comes into contact with this Jupiter, now knowledge and wisdom is again restricted. There is a boundary around this knowledge and wisdom. The thirst for knowledge may be less. The thirst may be less, or they may have a restricted vision as to what a teacher or a guru is, because Jupiter is your guru and teacher. They will have a restricted view. They will not accept every learning to be a learning, every experience to be a learning. They will not accept every person who comes in their life as a teacher. Generally, with a well-placed Jupiter, they will want to learn everything from everywhere. Every experience, if it's a well-placed Jupiter, of their failures also, such people will learn from their failures. Such people, if a door is closed on their face, they will understand this was not my life path, and they will learn something from there, and they will move on to the next area after a lot of introspection. But where Jupiter-Saturn conjunction happens, they will not be open to learning from everywhere. They may not learn from a situation. They may get stuck up in the situation. They may not come out of it. They may not be optimistic to try again, because the natural joy, the natural optimism is restricted, is bounded within certain boundaries. So they may not try again. They may give up. Their perception of a teacher or a guru is restricted. They can be very conservative about who they want to learn from. For them, a teacher could be, I've practically seen this, they will accept a teacher or a guru who comes from a lineage of teachers. Somebody whose father was a guru and his father was a guru, and so this person will naturally seem like a guru to them. And if this person is actually a teacher, they will maybe want to learn from there. And sometimes what happens if you're traveling in a train even, and somebody is sitting next to you, that person could have something to teach you. And if it's a well-placed Jupiter, not conjunct Saturn, this person with a well-placed Jupiter will want to learn from there as well and imbibe those things in life. And of course from all the experiences, but from somebody who has a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, they will reject, because they will have a restricted idea of a teacher and knowledge. Restricted knowledge in the sense they will, once they have little knowledge, they will feel it's enough. They will think they know a lot. And they will be confident. Why? Because Saturn is karma, Saturn is action, Jupiter is knowledge. When they come together, with whatever little knowledge they have, they will be able to implement it into karma, into action. So when they are able to connect that knowledge with their action, with their day-to-day lives, they will be able to show that knowledge, and they will come across as more confident people. A person who does not have this conjunction, has a well-placed Jupiter, may have more knowledge, but they may not feel the need to show it. They may not feel the need to connect it with their karma. They may be happy, fulfilled inside. That knowledge is, that wisdom is giving them happiness inside. And they will share it if they feel there is a need to share it with somebody, if it can benefit somebody else. But they don't feel the need to show it, to connect it with their karma. So, but I've seen a Saturn-Jupiter conjunct person will be more, they will show their knowledge. They will be more confident about it, outwardly. Inwardly, they may have less of it, because the thirst for knowledge, like I said, is missing. Whereas somebody who has Jupiter not afflicted by a malefic would have a greater thirst for knowledge. And they would not feel ever that they have enough. They would want to keep learning, because Jupiter is always expanding, growing, is the Karka significator for expansion, abundance, wisdom. This person who has an unafflicted Jupiter wants to keep learning more. They will feel there is no end to it, and they never know enough. Whereas a Saturn-Jupiter conjunct person with little knowledge, they feel they know a lot. So the confidence level will quickly bloat up. But what happens is when they actually go out, so like let's suppose this person is Saturn Jupiter conjunct person is doing a graduation, and if a friend tells them graduation is not enough, you should do a post graduation as well, they would reject that advice. They are not open to advice. It's very difficult to advise a Saturn Jupiter conjunct person. They are not open to advice. Why? Because they are restricted in their idea of a advisor or a guru, somebody who advises them or who is a guru. About that person, they have a restricted impression. They would only see a person as a teacher who fits into a certain framework. That makes them very conservative where a teacher or a guru is concerned. They would not be listening to anybody and everybody's advice. So even if they are a graduate, they will want to go and use that knowledge in their action, put it into some kind of a profession. But when they face obstacles, that confidence suddenly will go down. So with little knowledge, the confidence will go up. When they face obstacles, the confidence will quickly go down. Because Jupiter, the planet for hope, is restricted by Saturn. Saturn is rubbing off its fears, its limitations, its negativity on the hopeful nature of Jupiter, on the optimism of Jupiter. So this person loses hope quickly. Knowledge is rubbing off on Saturn. Wisdom, Jupiter is positively impacting Saturn. The actions will be full of confidence. Your action, your karma will have a lot of positivity about it. You will come across as a confident person. But as soon as there are obstacles, as soon as there are failures, the optimism will suddenly go down. Because the optimism itself is restricted. Jupiter is restricted by Saturn. Saturn restricts Jupiter. Jupiter expands Saturn a little bit. Jupiter gives positivity to Saturn. So action will look confident, but real optimism, real knowledge, when they come across failures, will suddenly go down. They will lose hope more quickly. They will become pessimistic more quickly. Tendencies of depression are higher in this case. And so at a later age, when they understand this, when the energy matures, then they will go back to doing a post-graduation again. At early age, if this is connected to the first house or 10th house, if Jupiter is the lord of the first house or 10th house and is conjunct Saturn, the confidence of the person will vary a lot from high to low. With little knowledge, the confidence will be high. When Saturn gives obstacles, the confidence level comes down. They may change a few professions. So if Jupiter is the lord of the first or the 10th house conjunct Saturn, professions can change a lot. Confidence level can vary a lot. And so they may try their hand at certain professions and then give up, because they will not be able to sustain due to the lack of hope, optimism. The fear factor will be there in that hope. So whenever we are working on a project, we all face failures. It is that hope that keeps us going. So if that hope is restricted to certain boundaries, they will lose hope quickly. So they will lose confidence quickly. So Jupiter, if lord of the first and 10th, I have observed this. These people lose hope quickly. They change professions fast. They give up faster. And if it's the 4th house, the 8th house especially, or posited there, then these people are, they are upset quite easily. It's difficult for them to stay happy, because these are even the 12th house, these are the watery houses, the subconscious side, the happiness factor will be impacted a lot. So Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, people, like I said, they will be able to put their knowledge into action very quickly. Then they give up very quickly when they face failures. And then at a later age, they will go for learning. They will show, there will be a show of knowledge. There will be restrictions where their happiness is concerned. They will not be very happy. They will be prone to depressions, sadness. But at a later age, when this energy is mature, then these people can learn, use their wisdom, and actually put it into practical use And this can become a very, very practical knowledge that these people have. So Jupiter also signifies a husband in a lady's chart. Now the significator of the spouse of the husband is conjunct Saturn. So that is how they will see their husband, in a not a very optimistic manner. They will see they will feel their husband is not what they want, is not the kind of a personality. Not for every person. Now it depends on Venus, depends on the 7th lord, depends on the Darakarka. There are so many positions to see in a chart for any one thing, but this can be one of the things. I have seen this in charts where Jupiter Saturn are conjunct. Such females are sometimes very dissatisfied with their husbands. They will not see the positivity. They will tend to focus on the 1 or 2 negativities. So the other thing is Jupiter is the significator of children. Such people can have delay in having children, and I've also seen such children are born. Such people will have children that are born with certain health issues. Such people will find a guru or a teacher later in life. Maybe it's because they are not open to accepting. Maybe it's because at an earlier age they are not open to accepting anybody as a teacher. They have a very restricted view of who a teacher will be. So maybe at a later age, when this energy matures, they are more open to their idea of who a guru or a teacher will be, that a teacher will actually or a guru will come in their life. For them, knowledge, like I said, they can be satisfied with little knowledge, and I've seen it practically. Little knowledge but more confidence. And then later on, they will, not all of them, depends on so many things in the chart, but some of them will actually go about really learning, gaining knowledge, and practically putting it into action. So at a later age, these people can be very, very knowledgeable, and they can put that knowledge into practical action, give that knowledge practical shape. But at an earlier age, I've seen little knowledge, because wisdom and knowledge, Jupiter is restricted, has boundaries. So they will be happier with little knowledge, and they will get that confidence from there. They are conservative in their view. They are conservative because Jupiter is the planet for the 9th house, your ideology, your philosophy. And when this planet of philosophy and ideology is restricted by Saturn, is given boundaries by Saturn, they can be traditional and conservative in many ways, more ways than one. They can be orthodox. And but generally, the first thing that it will impact, this conjunction will impact, will be the happiness level, will be the capacity of this person to be happy, will be the capacity of this person to rise up and start again, will be the capacity of this person to be hopeful. They will lose hope more quickly, and will be the capacity of this person to face failures, because Jupiter gives us the capacity to face failures and start again. Jupiter gives us hope, because hope is restricted by Saturn. They may give up and never do it again. Whereas a well-placed Jupiter person will not give up till the door is slammed in their face. Then they will maybe understand that this is not my path. They will accept it, and they will not be dejected. They will come out of it more quickly, and they will try a different path. Whereas a Jupiter-Saturn conjunct person may not accept, may not learn, and may get dejected and may not try again. So these are some of the basic things that I have observed. Whereas the positive part of this conjunction is that Jupiter rubs off its positivity on Saturn. Saturn is their karma. Saturn is our karma. So when you have a planet like Jupiter impacting our karma, such people tend to get results easily. Things are easier for them. When they put an effort somewhere, they get success. Jupiter tends to support that energy. But then naturally, wherever you put your actions, not every time you will get success. There will be failures. There will be dejections. There are issues in everybody's life. So when those issues come, then the positivity of Jupiter is tested. How well placed your Jupiter is. If Jupiter is well placed, not aspected, not impacted by malefics, then that person will, in spite of obstacles, remain positive and optimistic. Whereas a Jupiter conjunct Saturn person will lose hope quickly, can have the tendency of going into depressions. Depends again on the 4th house, the 4th lord, moon, and other placements. But generally this person will be quite focused on the problems of their life. So in whichever house this placement is, for different houses, and you will see that it will impact practically that house also. But generally it will impact the personality, it will impact the happiness index, the hope index, and it will make the personality very confident. The actions will have a different level of confidence because of Jupiter, which is rubbing off its positivity on Saturn, which is our action, our karma. So they will be confident. But when they face failure, then they will quickly get dejected. So this is the general personality type. They can be a little conservative, orthodox, restricted in their ideology, because Jupiter is ideology. In their idea of what a teacher is, in their knowledge and wisdom, they will be happy with little knowledge. So these are some of the basic impacts of this conjunction. I'm going to be doing this conjunction and its impact in transit as well, because we're going to have this transit now soon. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.